give it my soul. Yeah. Leave it all on the floor.
What is up, people? This is Inflewence, and I'm back with another video. Of course, this is X-Transbots. I don't know his name. AEGIS, which is their masterpiece take on Trailbreaker. MX-111-T defense. It's too much. It's too much. Come on, man. Just let's get regular names. I know they can't use their real names, but just want to show the box off a little bit. You got some little artwork. Got Stunning Cons. Got your boys coming. Motormaster. Got the tech specs like back in the day. Got some artwork. It's a pretty little box. It's on par with what they normally have. It came in car mode, so you know I like to do it the opposite way. And so here he is in robot mode with some people I'm going to compare him to. You got Jazz, of course. Trailbreaker was always a bigger character. He was about on par with Ironhide. I believe he was a little bit bigger than him. He is a little bit bigger than him. Here is the official Ironhide Takar's masterpiece. And you got Prime over here, which I think that scales well. I think he was a little bit shorter than Prime, a little bit taller than Ironhide. But you know how scale is. You know how they drew them. So, is what it is. Just wanted to compare. Alright, front and center. And here's your guy. Go through some of his, what he looks like. I really like him. I like his paint job. The only thing that kind of threw me off is it's a lot gray. It's gray. It's grayish, more so than black, and I'm not sure. I guess that's how he was on the cartoon. I think this is the toon version, the toon colors. You see, does have a little bit of hollowness, but it covers it up pretty well. Back of the figure is clean. He has a backpack, but it's par for the course. I mean, he had a backpack. So you got these things, which they're fixed, which I like, but you can put them away if you want. You have to take the backpack off, swivel them down. I'll show that when I do transformation. Then you have his hands here. You can have this on, which I like having this on, or you can have his hands. It's just on a mushroom peg. I don't know why I did that. It's just on a mushroom peg. It just comes off. So it doesn't come off super easy, but it's not hard either. So that's good. And here's this thing. I just put this on because he seems kind of naked to me without a weapon, but you can. And he comes with a bunch of accessories. I'm about to show them in a minute, but you can just flip his hand around, and now he has a hand. And now it's like this. Show you his book. Come back here. He stands really well, as you can see. Book about the same, on par. It's not as small as some of the books, but still a small book. Now for his accessories, they put so much into the box. So he has 3 separate faces, and their mouths are different. At least most of their mouths are different. This one has a different headpiece. That's what's different about it. I was wondering. I couldn't tell. That little inner, this one doesn't have that. And I believe this is the same mouth as that's on here. So, yeah. But you get another one also. I think that's cool. they give you all of this. Then you have this that's like this one, but his mouth is a little screaming face. When they have the screaming face, I would like to paint the inside black maybe, so you can tell that their mouth is open. All one color, it doesn't really suit me. Then you have the toy face. This is what the toy looked like. I'll show you side by side. So yeah, well, you have the toy head, I should say, the whole head. Here's the hand. The hand came on it. I replaced it with the gun, which is this, and you have two, so you can put two if you want. And what I like about these is they split apart in order for you to store them, so you can keep them on the hand, which that's what I do. Then you have this thing. Tell you the truth, I'm not sure what this does because he already has this. Let me make sure I'm not seeing anything. You have this thing. It's the magnet, I guess the magnet gun or whatever. It goes on the top piece. And I'll show some of this in a little bit. And then you have these, which are the little log and little table, got some cups on it. You can sit the people on. They have a little camping, little campsite, which I think is cool. I mean, it's cool that they included it. So yeah, this of course it just has a peg. Put this down, and you can put it on there. I showed it. I won't show it again. Lack of time. I already showed how it goes on. Like I said, this I'm not sure because it goes on just like this, but then it has a peg for something. I don't know what, or maybe I don't know. Let me know in the comments, or maybe it's an extra piece in case this one falls off and you lose it. Have no idea. But then you have this thing which goes over the gun here, and it was like it's his I think magnetic whatever, you know, he used to do different things with this. This is a little satellite. It's really for car mode, so I'll show that off in a minute. And I think that's it. Besides his faces, good articulation. His arms go all the way around. Shoulders go out about that far, both sides. Oh, be careful. Some of this stuff does rub because if it's too close, you get his shoulders like that. And they move kind of like this for transformation more than anything, so you want to be careful with that. It's really supposed to go up, but you got one little click down before it hits anything. So you have that. Got bicep swivel. Got a thought you had a double jointed arm, but you don't, but it gets you 90 degrees. You have this, it's for transformation, but you can kind of fake the funk to get a little extra thing in. Like say you taking a picture from that angle, you can't really see the breakup. It does break the mold though, and it's against the transformation. Of course, these things move. His head 360, got up, like way up because it's on like a hinge, and down a little tiny bit, not much, but you can get like, you can like move it down and get him down like that if you want, because this is like kind of move freely, not kind of, but it does. His hand, if you got this, you got some pivoting going on. And on this side, you got that same thing, and you got wrist swivel. His hand will pop off the mushroom peg because he does, you know, that's supposed to be like that. Waist, all the way around. Legs out. It's friction, but definitely doesn't give you an issue. Then you can do the hurdles. Busted the transformation apart. That's the first time I did that. But probably the first time I tried to do the hurdles too. You got a little full skirt in the back. So you get that out of the way, he can hurdle. So he's doing all that. He's back down. Let me get this back in here. I need it. 2B. Got the legs. You got a thigh swivel, but it's up here. Got this little breakup right here. Not sure about it. It's all right, but it looks like mine is a little damaged right there. Yeah, it looks like a little chip came out. Yeah, it did. It's like a little chip out the plastic. Bum City. Bum sticky to bum sticky to bum. I can't. It's this right here. There we go. So like I was saying, you got the thigh swivel built in up here. You got double jointed, or not really double jointed. The knee is kind of high. The real knee, because you got this, and you do got like a double joint that gets you more than 90 degrees. But that joint is really for transformation, I believe. I'll show you what I mean. So you got that. You got the little toe tilt or toe swivel, toe rocker. Got you got a little bit of tilt up, not much. Well, you got a lot of down the actual toe due to transformation, and no swivel. I think it's enough. And like you saw, this can move. Not really supposed to, but you can get it out the way a little. And these, like I was saying, you get the arms out the way. You can swivel them in and do with them what you want to do. Let me see. Yeah, you can keep them like that. Put them in there. And then have this down. Then you got that like that if you want that. I don't want that because that ain't how I remember him. I don't remember seeing him like that ever. So this is me. I make sure these are out, and then it clips in down here. Kind of soft clipped. It's not really but it's a big notch and a clip, and it stays. See, it's not going nowhere. It's just you got to get it in that proper positioning. Transformation. I like to do upper body then lower body. It's kind of how it is. There's a few tricky spots, but it's not too bad. I'm cool. Let's do our favorite trick. Split this. Goes like this. And this is going to stay exposed, which is kind of different. But it's cool at the same time. Bear. Flip that back. It's got to be like this. And you need this like this. Get this thumb over. You can't even see that. Open up the hand and have the thumb inside so you can flip this around. It's like that, I believe. We'll see. It's weird because I never left the hands open before, but That's the way you do it. You see this little like indentation. Oh, okay. I'm off camera. This little indentation right there, that's for this. That's why it stays like that. Push these up like that, and I just start prepping. Prep this, pull this out, get these, unhook this. It's just like when you're going to the robot mode. It's really hard when you first do it, but after a while, just like every other transformer, you transform a couple times and it's fine. Pop these windows out, pop these in like this. Be careful because this is really thin plastic, and these windows are blue. I believe that's because that's how the toy was, or the cartoon. I don't know how much I like it, but that's what we got. So I like to get these over here. Now I fool with the head. Turn the head around, and you gotta have this at the right angle to get this head through, or it won't work. And it's like barely fits through. There you go. It does fit though without rubbing. Just so you can get all this. And you gotta maneuver this head a little. You know you have it right when this flat part is at the top because it covers the hole. So, and all this stuff you can, like the wheels go in, but they don't go all the way in. So that's another thing. When it says to push the wheels in, they just go in that far. Don't try to bend them all the way down. They just go in far enough so you can get the backpack on. So you just want to pull these out because they're eventually going to peg in the arms. And you can just start fooling with all this so you have room. Pull that out. When you pull that out, it'll automatically go into place where it needs to be. Then you can have some more room to work over here. Work on this. And like I said, it's tight in there, but it is what it is. See, flat, got it right. You want to fool with the arms. Arms are a little tricky, but they're not super bad. You don't have to, this will flop down more times than not. So you want to spin these arms and get this stuff out the way too, because the way you can tell you have it right, this is in the front and there's a, right there goes into a peg. That's right here on this part. I have it like this, turn it outwards, then have it down, and then turn it in. And it's easy to get in. Make sure this stuff don't fall apart. And you don't even have to peg it in. You actually can move this like this, just to get it together. And I'll show it on the second arm. And the way these arms, the way you know that these arms are right, this has to be on the outside because that's the hole that this goes into. So put that like that. This is up. Exposed is in. So you know you have it correct. So then you just peg it in. Peg it in, move this up. Kinda. So now you got one arm done. I show the other arm off too. So it's a little more. Flip it like that. Spin it down. Then spin it around. Get that in there. Then you can spin this how it's supposed to be. Put that in there. And it's good because you can pull these out a little bit, because it is a tight fit. And then, but that's what keeps them together. You put these wheels into the hole, and it's pretty intuitive. It falls into there, but the arms can be tricky. Just do it exactly how I had it. And then these parts are kind of even trickier, because in that now, like, fold this all the way down. I don't think that's clear in the directions. It's kind of weird. And then you can fold it and get it. You get them all like that. You gotta have this down like that. Fold that down. Then you can fold this around. It tucks in there. It's kind of crooked, but then when you fold this down, it's really little clearance right here for this. So you just gotta try to get it through there without damaging anything. Oh, the other thing you might as well do now, you can pull this up, put that flap. Yeah, so you can, you can do it how I was saying to do it. You just gotta use a little bit more force and it's gonna rub. But I haven't seen any damage on this part, and maybe there will be after a while, but as you can see, I got the front part done. So then you put this up here and you want to work on these legs. They're kind of a beast. So yeah, before we move on to the legs, I forgot to show off this Ironhide, Takara's masterpiece. Ironhide's backpack. It can also fit on here, on that little hole when he has his backpack. You just stick it on here like this. Let me put the backpack like it. Backpack could be like this minus the windows, and put in that hole, and there you go. Forgot to show that off, which is pretty cool. I think it's cool when third-party companies incorporate things from the first-party company, which is Takara and a masterpiece. So now we're gonna move on to the legs. You can flip these in, which is nothing. Legs are a little tricky. But you want to flip this up a little bit, get this out here like this. It's a little tricky to get all this. If you can see, it's like the tire is folded up in here, but it's like on double hinges, both things, and you have to push it in. It gets tricky when you're transforming it. So, and there's no real way to really get it out. When you put see how the leg bends like this? I think that's so you can get this out the way more, and then you can get access to that little bit of bend. Gives this just enough room so you can get access to all of this in here. You just gotta pull it and try to get it as best you can. You might need I haven't needed a tool, but I may need a tool. So let me see if I can get a tool. I just want to get something that's not too heavy. Stick in here and try to get this out a little bit. Yeah, this one's in there a little nice little, and you can try to go this way as well. I think that's how I was doing it. Put this leg up, you can get a finger in there. But yeah, you can get this wheel out of here. There we go. It's coming. And you can see this is really tight, so it's really no room for it to move like this, but it does. And once you do that though, it's fine. And you see what I'm talking about with the double hinges. And this goes over at the same time, because once you get that out, then you have to double hinge this out. And all this is kind of a mess. And this, you gotta have the hinge up. It's hard to get and put this way. Then you just hinge it back down into there. It's hard to get it out because it's tucked underneath this hinge. So you have to really like hinge this out when you're going the other way. And I don't know if you saw that. It's like up and then hinged out. So you're good. But yeah, you want it like that. You use this piece, comes off. It's just like a filler piece, and it makes the foot look more like a foot. Put that around there like that. Put it out here. Now this is where it gets a little tricky, because now you bend it on, it's a double bend. So you bend it this way, and you bend the knee also. So you bend this all the way, then you bend the knee. And this part that you just, I said made it filled out foot a little bit, that goes into there. So I just leave this at like this and then get this side, which I'll try to show it again. Get this out the way, which is easy. You just bend this over. It needs to be like that. Try to get this out. I think both of them, let me use this gun again. Yeah, I think I really got both of them in there pretty tight. This out the way. Doesn't feel like it's gonna break, but it is a little awkward, a little flimsy. You can always try to like move this out a little bit as well. So you can pull this, because all this happens at the same time. There you go. Then you can push this up. Now you can try to get this out on the double hinge like that. Put this in there. Make it flush. You got the toe. Spin that around. Get this out the way because this is the tailgate. Put this up like that. And spin this. Now you can kind of like get this out the way. I don't know what I was showing you the thing. Try to get that out the way to give you room so you can see. Just get these straight. It'll line up automatically just from these two things going in there. But if you want, you can try to get it lined up better. You line it up. Just get that in there if I can. Giving me troubles. Eating me alive for the first time ever. Make sure you pull these up because they go around these feet. But yeah, let me get this right first. I didn't even realize if this is down like this, you have trouble moving this. I had it down all the way. I didn't realize it. So yeah, so now you can get it in. Yeah, that little bit right there. If it's down, you can't. I didn't realize that. So yeah, so you can get these together. Can try to move these down. Push these up. Now this part I don't like because you gotta kind of wrap it around the knees, and they're painted really well, and it scrapes, and I haven't found a way not to have it scrape. So who knows? I don't know. And see that's troublesome to me. But once you get it around there, it tabs in really well. And this, you gotta have it, try to have it right. Gotta have everything lined up. Because if not, it won't line up right and tab in. But once you do, it's really, really solid. Then you just build this. There's a tab here that goes into the back. Then you just bring this down. Now, these you want to push in a little bit and they clip on to the edges. There's one on each side, and then this clips on back here, but you want to do that last because it's really tight. And when you push it down, then the windows go in, but you want the mirrors to go down like this. This is another thing that I have an issue with. I don't know if that's a stress mark or just glue, because these don't feel like they're gonna come out, but you gotta move them in order for transformation. So I don't know. Who knows what they're gonna do? But yeah, here you just gotta push it in, try to get it in there. That one's in there. Now you want to try to get this one in there. That one's in there. Get these windows tabbed in. It's just a matter of getting all this tabbed in. Push this down a little bit, and then it'll wrap around. They say to push it down, but it doesn't go down that much. But they just don't want you to break it because it's really tight. There you go. It's on there now. And that kind of gets it into the sides and holds it together. Then there's two little tabs on each side of the windows that go in. And see, this is still not right. There we go. And there you go. Trailbreaker. Oh, let me move these mirrors up. It's all part of it. It looks crooked. It's not crooked. I don't know if that's my table or my camera. Could be my camera. It looks like it's, maybe it's, no, it's not crooked. I think it's just the angle. Yeah, I think it's the angle it's at. It's just making it look like that. But it's solid. It's solid. I mean, ain't nothing coming apart. Takes some little doing to get there, but it's very solid. Has rolls, of course. See the underside, nothing rubs. All this, it's kind of took me aback. It makes it look like I thought it was gonna rub. I said, dang, that's a lot of stuff under there. But it's fine. You can see it a little bit. I don't think anything crazy. I'm sure the rocket still goes back here if you wanted it. Now he's going fast. You can see this goes in there as a little slot, and these come off often. I'm gonna point it backwards. Doesn't matter. There you go. It's tight. It's really tight because it goes in to this little tab that's in between here. You can see it right there. So let's get this. It's the first time this hasn't, but it's probably because it's not as solid as it could be. So, as my final thoughts, this is a great representation of Trailbreaker. Of course, I put this on there. It doesn't come with that, but the rubber tires, the color is grayish. Like I said, it's not black because it's the cartoon. But the paint has nice paint. The blue windows I'm not feeling too much because I hate when you can see in and see all the stuff. You see his head and his face. You can't really tell that's his face unless you're really looking, but you can still see it. It's kind of a uniform though, so that's kind of cool. It is, but you can kind of see, stuff. But he is a truck, so maybe he got a bunch of stuff in the back. Who knows? But yeah, this is Inflewence, and this is X-Transbots Trailbreaker, which Aegis or Aegis, or I don't know what it's called, but it's Trailbreaker. All right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I will get up with you later.
Hip hop, I feel I gotta say, who am I? You might say influence, and I spit better than most in this game. Provoking thought with no cocaine.